Welcome to Calc Chats number 3. Today we're going to talk about the product rule and the quotient rule when taking derivatives. So first thing is we need to review what we've learned so far. So we've learned how to take the definition of the derivative. We've learned how to take basic derivatives using the power rule and special trig functions. And we've learned how to take the derivative of sums of functions. So for example, we can take the derivative of 2x minus cosine of x. However, what we can't do yet is find the derivative of 2x times cosine x. So today we're going to be talking about what we need to do if we have two functions such as 2x and cosine x being multiplied together or divided by each other. So our product rule is we're given a function f of x that can be written as u times v, where u and v are differentiable functions. What this means is that we can take the derivative of them. So we can take the derivative. And our product rule looks like u, our original u, times v prime, the derivative of u, or of v, plus v times u prime, the derivative of u. So our first step is we're going to find the derivative of y equals x squared times cosine x. So we need to identify our u and v. So I'm going to label x squared as my u and cosine as my v. So my u is x squared, my u prime is 2x, just using the power rule. My v is cosine of x, and so my v prime is negative sine of x. So now that I have my u prime, v, and v prime, I'm just going to plug it into my formula. So I'm going to take x squared, y prime, the derivative of our function, equals x squared, my u, times v prime, negative sine of x, plus v, cosine of x, times u prime, 2x. If I wanted to clean this up, it would look like negative x squared times sine x plus 2x cosine x. And that is my derivative of y. Now we're going to look at the quotient rule. So the quotient rule is when I have two functions that are being divided by each other. And so my rule is v times u prime minus u times v prime all over v squared. We can use this kind of handy jingle to memorize it though. When we have the function u over v, v is our low, u is our h because, u is our high because it's on top, v is our low because it's on bottom. So we take low v times the derivative of high u prime plus high u times the derivative of low, d low, all over low times low, v squared. So it's just another way of remembering the quotient rule if we can't remember v u prime minus u v prime over v squared. So now we're going to look at the derivative of f of x equals 9x to the fourth all over sine of x. So again, first we need to recognize what's our u, what's our v. So our u is on top, sine x to the fourth. Our v is on bottom, sine x. Our u prime is 36x cubed, and our v prime is cosine of x. So now I'm just going to plug it into my formula. So I look up, I see v times u prime, so sine x times 36x cubed minus u times v prime, 9x to the fourth times cosine of x, all over v squared, so all over sine x squared. And this is all equal to f prime of x, our derivative. And so we could simplify this if we want. but I can just leave it like that because I don't need to simplify it when it's kind of this messy. So now we're going to try this next problem. If you kind of want to try it by yourself, go ahead and then check your answer. If you're still not sure of how to use the quotient rule, we're going to go through this together. So if you want to do it by yourself, go ahead and pause it now and then come back later. So I'm given g of x equals 8x minus 24x to the fifth all over 10 cosine x. And my formula for the quotient rule is the derivative f of x equals v u prime minus u v prime all over v squared. So my u, I'm going to say, is 8x minus 24x to the fifth. So my u prime is just 8 minus 24 times 5 is 120x to the fourth. My v is my bottom, 10 cosine x. V prime is just 10 times negative sign, which is negative 10 sine of x. So now all I need to do is plug it into my formula. So I take v, 10 cosine x, times u prime, 8 minus 120 x to the fourth, minus u, 8x minus 24 x to the fifth, times v prime, negative 10 sine of x, all over v squared, 10 cosine of x squared. So that's going to be my final answer for the derivative. I don't need to simplify it any more than I have right now. So that was the product rule and the quotient rule. Please come to class with any questions that you have, and like and subscribe to this channel.